This tutorial will review turning the OD of a part on a Mazak lathe. I'll be adding this cut to an existing program open for editing. This drawing shows the part to be processed. In this program, I'll be turning the OD of this thread, the taper, and the 5.95-inch OD. Begin by selecting turning. I can use either bar or copy to make this profile. Bar is used when working from a simple bar shape with no previous work. Copy is intended for rework or turning a preformed casting. Copy adds 2 additional entries for defining the amount of stock on a surface. By doing so, the control can eliminate unnecessary air cuts for more efficient processing. However, my part is a simple round, so I'll choose bar. Machining part selects whether I'm machining the outside, inside, face or back side of the part. The highlighted choices tell the control the section to work on is confined. In most cases, this means approach at a clearance value, then position for the cut, basically, steering around the obstructed section of the part. In this case, I'll choose out, without the highlight, since I'm starting the cut at Z0. Cutting point X and Z is where the tool will encounter stock. Cutting point X is the OD of the stock, given in the top line of the program. The part has already been faced to 0, so cutting point Z is 0. Finish allowance is how much stock to leave after the rough cuts. For the finish pass, I'll leave 20 thousandths, equal to 10 on a side in X, and 5 thousandths in Z. The control has chosen a general, out, 1A tool for both rough and finish cutting. Checking the tool data window, I can see this is a typical 80-degree diamond tool with a 95-degree lead angle and a 32 thousandths radius. This will work fine for roughing. I'll skip priorities for now, and move to cutting pattern. These 5 patterns determine the precise tool path in the cut. Pattern 0 tells the control to finish the back wall to the stock diameter, even if not defined. Pattern 1 tells the control to escape and not finish the back wall, if not defined. Pattern 2 is used to work into a cut incrementally. One use for this is situations where a lot of stock is coming off, but maintaining rigidity is important. With pattern 2, a length of cut is set in parameter TC 155, available as a TPC setting, for the incremental distance. This distance is cut repeatedly until the full contour is cut, inching along the bar a little at a time. It's important to note only the rough cuts are handled this way. The finish cut is done in one pass for a smooth finish. Patterns 3 and 4 are identical to patterns 0 and 1, but with a chip breaking function, useful in materials that don't easily break a chip. Chip breaking is done by pausing the tool for a revolution or 2 at the incremental length of cut, given here under the depth 2 column. For a simple contour like this, pattern 0 is perfect. Max depth of cut is cut depth per pass, which can be auto-set by selecting one of these tool material buttons, or by simply setting a desired max depth of cut. I don't like the auto-set value, I'll increase it to 0.125. The auto-set surface speed and feed rate is fine. And I'll turn on coolant with an M8. Using the tool data window, I'll change my finish tool to the 55-degree, 15 thousandths radius tool, 5A. If desired, I can tell the control to leave a little stock on the surface using finish allowance X and Z. Choosing coding L auto, for speed and feed, gives me an acceptable setting for both, and again, I'll turn on coolant with an M8. At this point, I'm ready to define the part with a few simple lines. First, I'll need a line with a starting corner chamfer of 50 thousandths at the diameter of the thread of 4 inches in X. Since I'll cut the groove later, this line will go all the way to the taper at a Z of 2.75 inches. Final corner allows for entering a chamfer, a radius, or a predefined shape at the end of a line. Simply entering a value assumes a corner chamfer. Highlighting the corner R button changes that to a radius. Or you can choose from one of these predefined shapes. This drawing excerpt from the MAZATROL programming manual gives you an idea of the tool needed to create these forms. Surface finish feed rate is an opportunity to adjust the feed rate of individual lines in the definition of a part shape. A new feed rate can be entered directly in inches per revolution. Or, The control will calculate one for you by using one of the available roughness codes shown. These presets are detailed in the manual excerpt shown, as 1 being rough, and 9 being very fine. When left blank, the feed rate from the defined finish tool will be used. The next line describing my shape will be a taper. I don't need a start corner, so I'll just choose next. This automatically sets the start of the taper at the end of the previous line. The final point of my taper in X is the finish OD of 5.95 inches. The end point in Z of the taper is not shown on the drawing, but the angle of the taper is. I'll select the intersection point button for end point in Z. The angle is calculated as 180 minus 120, leaving 60 degrees. At this time, I can select the right-hand menu button. Then select Calculate. My end point in Z is calculated and inserted automatically. To finish my shape, I need one final line, with a 30,000th starting corner. At my finished diameter of 5.95 inches in X. Z will be an ending point beyond this step, far enough to clear the 32,000ths tool radius. I'll use 4.7 inches. This should give me clearance to my chuck jaw, gripping 1.25 inches onto my stock. Selecting Shape End completes the shape definition. Selecting the top line in the bar out unit highlights the cut I've just defined in the graphics window, where I can zoom and rotate, inspecting my work. This is a pretty basic OD cut, so there aren't any changes I wish to make in TPC. To see the details of my toolpath, I'll add an end unit. Select Program Complete, and select Toolpath to view the toolpath of my cut. To view only the most recent bar out process I made, I'll use Path Restart. Select the first process in unit number 5 and click OK. Select Path Continue, and the rough toolpath followed by the finished toolpath is run. As you can see, the rough toolpath ran multiple depths based on my max depth of cut per pass, followed by a single finish pass. Returning to the program page, delete the end unit, select Shape End, and we're ready to continue programming the part.